Hi guys. Alright, so I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be sharing how I put together my washi combinations. It's been highly requested on a video on this, and I'm going to be honest, I've tried to film this video about 3 times, and every single angle that I've set up just wasn't working. So I'm going to try and do it this way without looking at my washi, or without you guys looking at my washi, to see if that works better, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So if you want to see how I come up with my washi combinations, just alright, so first things first, I keep all of my future washi spreads in this clear container. This is from, I think this was from Ross. I got it a long time ago, so I don't even know if you can find it anymore, but it's just an acrylic container. It had little dividers. I've just taken them all out. And the reason that I plan my washi so far in advance is because I need to make my own sticker sheet, and I also need to make sticker sheets for the shop, the Decorate Like Me kit, so that's why I have a lot of washi sitting in here. So this is my latest spread. I don't know when this video is going to go up, so this may be an old spread to you, but this is one of the washi themes that I've gone with. And let me just kind of explain, and then we'll put together a washi combination on camera. But this set came together already, so already you can tell that everything pretty much matches. And then what I usually do is I go into my stash, and I think that every washi spread needs skinny washi, so what I do is I just look at my washi collection, and then I just kind of match everything up. Like, I'll pull the colors, like if it kind of goes together, like the 2 dark pinks do, then I'll pull that one. And then I will also go for a variety of patterns. So as you can see, I don't have any polka dots. That's why I've chosen a polka dot pink one. I've chosen a solid pink one because it matches the flowers. I have this chevron gold washi to pull from the gold XO. So I have that one, and then I have these gold foiled arrows just kind of to accent with. So this is my latest spread, and this is what I've come up for with this one. It does help having a lot of washi, but you can make, you can actually make a lot of things work. So next spread, what I generally do is start with a bright colored washi, or ones that have a lot of colors. So for this next spread, I've chosen this tribal washi, and as you can see, it has a lot of colors. It has light pink, dark teal, light blue, neon green. So that's kind of what I go for when I choose my very first washi to pull all of the other rolls from. So next, I just browse my collection and go for a variety of different patterns. And I think that you just can't be afraid to put things together, even though it may not look like it matches when you bring them together. When you lay it down, it'll all just come together. You just can't be afraid of all of the different patterns. So here I have a tribal washi. What I want to do is pull a magenta color out of my collection in a different pattern other than triangles, because then it would just be like triangle overkill. So I've found this, it's not really polka dot washi because it's kind of like in this like wave pattern. I don't even know. So again, I just put those two together, and if the colors pretty much match up nicely, then that's what I go with. So again, choosing a different pattern. With that, I always like to get like either a chevron or a stripe going. So what I've done is found this light pink, which kind of pulls from the light pink in this washi in a chevron pattern. So that goes well together. And then also you need to pull colors from, not just the pinks, so the blues and the greens. So what I've done is I got this like thicker polka dot washi, not thicker, but the dots are a lot bigger. So that's a different pattern from this one because these are small dots, these are big dots, and that will match with the neon green that's in that pattern. Then, of course, you need to pull some blue too to kind of tie everything together. And I went with these tiny triangles because I was browsing everything else and nothing really caught my eye. So I've chosen these triangles. Do you hear the dog? He hates helicopters. Anyways, so I've chosen this light blue triangles. I know you can kind of barely see it on camera, to pull from the light blue in that one. And then I always need a super skinny washi, so I've kind of tried to just balance out the colors. So because this has a lot of blues, I went with a green super skinny washi, and then I have this graph paper pattern, and that is different from everyone else. So like I mentioned, I tried to choose different patterns for every single different washi. Oh my gosh, there's the dog, there's the kids. So this is what this spread is going to turn out to be like, because again, choosing a colorful washi and then pulling all of your accent washes. So this is another spread. All right, and that's how I store the future washi spreads, as you saw in the beginning. I usually plan all the way up until I fill it up, so I have some space here, so I'm going to put a spread together while I have the camera running. The only thing is, when I flipped around the cameras to show you guys the washi wall, the lighting was horrible and I don't have studio lights or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to you with each washi choice that I have picked out, and I think that'll probably be best. So first I'm going to search my stash for my main washi that I want to base everything off of. So like in this set, well, this set was this whole block right here, but in this set was this colorful one for this washi, and then I based Easter off of this, and then this was my main one for this spread. So I'm gonna find myself a starting point and I will be right back. So I'm back and I have found the washi that I'm going to start off with. If you kind of notice, let me zoom you guys back up. If you kind of notice, I try not to repeat spreads that are in the same color pattern or color family, just the colors in general. I try not to repeat them the following week, so when I flip through my planner, it's all kind of different. So like I started off with these dark pinks, gold, blacks, then I went with this really bright spread in pinks and greens, then I went for the more cool bright colors, and then my Vegas, my what is this, Easter, and then I went back to kind of girly. So the next week I was trying to find something either maybe blues or darker colors. So what I've chosen for my base to go off of, or my first washi to go off of, was this floral one. So let me just unravel it just a little bit. So I'm going to be working with this one. I don't normally put it on the table like this, but for this video I will. So this is the first one that I'm going to be going off of. So here it is here. Let me just roll it out more so you can see it even more. So what I'm going to do is now browse my collection for this kind of corally orange color in a different pattern. So first I'm going to just find, because this is kind of a color that's a little bit not off, but you kind of rarely see colors like this, I'm going to go with this one first in whatever pattern, and then I'm going to move on from there. So I will be right back with that. Alright, so I did find this washi here. It's just some stripes, but I was looking further and then I found this one. Now, the match isn't perfect, that's for sure, but it does pull in both of the colors from the washi, so I think I'm going to go with these arrows instead. I think it'll add a little bit more design pattern to it. So I'm going to go with this one instead of the stripes, and then I'm going to move on to the next color. So, I mean, it doesn't match perfectly, that's for sure, but it's kind of in the same color. I mean, these two go well, pretty well together, so I'm going to work with this. Again, don't be afraid to try different patterns and mixing up the colors just slightly. So, next color I'm going to work off is this green color. I'm probably going to look for some stripes in green. So I ended up pulling a few greens from my collection. That way you can see kind of my thought process. I ended up pulling up this green stripes, which is a little bit too neon for this spread, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And then I also have some chevrons and polka dots. I'm probably not going to go with the chevrons just because of the triangle print there, so I'm going to go with these green polka dots. Green polka dots, and again, I don't normally do this, spread it out like this, but for this video I'm going to. So that's what I have so far. Again, don't be afraid of putting random things together. Alright, so now that I have these patterns together, I definitely need some stripes, or yeah, either vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead, browse my collection, find a few pieces. I'm going to be matching this light pink color or this dark red pink color, and I'll see what I can find and I'll be right back. Alright, so I pulled just a couple. I've chosen a lighter pink and then a darker red, and let's see what we're gonna go with. This one pretty much matches that pink perfectly, so I think we'll go with this one. So here's what we have so far, a bunch of randomness, but when you put it down on a spread, it all comes out. It'll come together, don't worry about that. So I have all of that. Next, I'm going to just browse my collection one more time to see. Usually I have about 5 larger size washi rolls to work with. I think I might find a solid color. Oh, I need a black color. That's what I need. So I'm going to find something in a black pattern, maybe some probably, I think I might pull a chevron, because I don't really have anything else. I would like because these arrows are going this way and I have a diagonal here, I don't want to choose a chevron that's going this way or this way. So what I want to find is a chevron that's going up and down. So I have this one here. This is pretty much the only one that I have that the chevron's going up and down. So I'm going to go with this one. Why am I doing that? They're all going this way. So we have that there now. And last but not least is a skinny washi pattern, and I'll probably try to pull this darker color because like I said, this one is lighter and kind of matches this one. So I'm going to try find this color once again in my skinny collection. All right. To be honest, that took actually a while. I could not find a color like this. Like I mentioned, this is kind of a color that's kind of hard to find or to match in just one solid color roll. What I did find was a few of these. Looking at this one, I don't think it's going to match too much because that green is a little bit too neon for the spread. It would brighten it up, but I don't think I like it for the spread, so we're going to chuck that one on the side. So instead, I've kind of pulled from this red, so I pulled out this heart pattern. It's kind of cut off, it's kind of cute. I've also went with just a horizontal black and white stripe and just a solid green one. I think I'm going to pull a little bit more green because it's a lot of pink here. The two blacks is kind of overpowering. So I'm going to pull out this green one and lay this down if I could find the edge. There it is. And there is the green that matches the green in the spread. Not really, but it's okay. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to leave this heart one out on the side just in case I need some extra skinny washi for when I do the spread. So there I literally just built this theme combo, and I'm going to show you what I do next after I put together. So lastly, what I do is I bring out my happy planner. I was using this for Etsy, but I've moved everything for Etsy into a different planner. This isn't the one that I was going to use for 2016. This is an older one. So what I do is, hang on, let me turn past all of the Etsy stuff, is I use this to lay out my washi for the week, and this is kind of how I plan my sticker sheets. Once I have it laid down, it kind of gives me more of an inspiration to make those sticker sheets rather than just kind of looking at the rolls. I can't do much with it looking at it like this, so I do lay it out how I would probably lay it down in my Erin Condren planner, and then I just open this up when I go to create the sticker sheets. So this was Neon Week. I think for the most part this is how I end up laying it down in my Erin Condren. Sometimes I may change around a few things, but for the most part this is how it stays. So again, lay it down, put the washi where I think it's going to go, and just create my sticker sheets from there. I know not everybody has a extra planner laying around so you can do this. What I have created before, when I didn't have an extra planner laying around, now I have like 3, is I use this transparency or acetate paper. I purchased this off Amazon. It's just like a pack of 100, and it was, you know, those teacher transparencies that they used to use back in the day. They don't use them anymore, I don't think. But let me just turn to an empty page, which, let me find one. I really have to go all the way into April. I do. So what I did was, I don't know if you can see, but I've punched some holes and then I made slits. And what you can do is, if you want to pre-plan your washi, I like to, like I said, because I need to make the sticker sheets, is lay it down on this And then you can either reuse this washi, because you can peel all of this up and you can lay it back down on your page when you're ready, just like so. I just pulled that up. You can take that off, lay it down on your paper, but you can pre-plan your washi this way and just snap it in and out, peel it off if you don't want to use it, put it in your planner if you want to. But I think this is a good way to pre-plan your washi if you don't have just an extra planner laying around like I do. So after I choose it, I lay everything down how I think I want to lay it down for the week. So here's some of the spreads that you have seen earlier in this video. And like I said, I've planned all the way up until April. If anything changes where something special comes out for the week, then I'll just use this spread for another week. But let's get to laying down. I always take these pages out because the discs get in my way. That's one thing I do like about the Happy Planner, is when those rings or discs get in the way, you can rip it out. So, oh no. I'm going to start off with the floral washi and just going to lay it down where I think it would look good. The thing with the Happy Planner and the Erin Condren, the bottom bars are different, or the bottom boxes, bottom area, bottom space is different. So I kind of tend to put this one a little bit higher, just so I have room to put a washi at the bottom. So I'm going to work with this floral washi first. Put that at the bottom. My main washi choice I always put at the bottom. Or if depending on the other choices that I have, I'll sometimes put it at the bottom and then put it at the top. So opposites. But because I have this arrow washi that's kind of completely different from the floral washi on the bottom, I think I'm going to leave this one at the top. And I'm going to be placing these away from the weeks, or away from the middle of the paper, just to kind of make it a little bit different. I don't get too perfect in this planner just because I don't rip up the washi and reuse this washi. I just kind of lay it down. If it doesn't rip good, it doesn't rip good, or anything like that. I'm not too picky. So work with that for the top. Next, I want to make sure that it looks a little bit different. So what should we go with at the bottom? The pink or the green? I'm going to go with the pink because I don't want too much pink up here. So I'm going to lay this one at the bottom. I swear this probably takes up more time than it probably should, but I think in the end it's all worth it. This is the fun part, I think. If you're into decorative planning, you're into probably crafting too, and crafting takes time. But it's always so fun to just take your time and do what you like. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with these two, and I'm going to use these to cover the morning, day, and nights, or the evening and the afternoon. I think because these two colors are kind of in here a lot, let's just go with it. I'm just going to do whatever. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this for here on the end of the week, and then I'm going to use the green right in the middle to kind of just break up everything, because I want to get the green and the black away from this dark one. So I've said it earlier in this video, you just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of putting random things together, because in the end everything will come up together, or will come together, even if it doesn't look like it will. Alright, so I'm going to work with that, and then here is where I'm going to bring in, I think I am going to bring in this heart washi and just cover. You know what, I don't think this is going to cover the morning, day, and night in the Erin Condren. I think it's too skinny, because it's too skinny for here. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Do the green? Do the green. So we'll just go with green here, and then I'm going to, even this green one's too skinny, but I don't have a thicker one that matches. You know what? I'm being indecisive right now. I'm going to go with a heart one because I'm going to go with the green down the side. Pardon me. I can only pull washi one way. Is that weird? I can't pull washi the other way. So I'm going to pull washi this way. And we'll see how it looks like in the Erin Condren once I get it laid down. If it's going to bother me that it doesn't cover all the heading. So now that I'm putting this together, now you won't be able to see this spread until, what is this, April 7th? That's a long time from now, but I like to try to get things done early. That doesn't look too bad. It looks a lot darker than it is on camera. And then lastly, I always do the side and block that all off. Where did it go? I think in the Erin Condren I'm going to have to put another strip of something up here. I'll probably end up going with the hearts up here because I don't think this washi will block off everything that I need it to. But, oh no. Just like that, a spread is born. So again, gather everything. This random mix of colors just turned into this. So yeah, that is how I put my combinations together. It's a bunch of just randomness really, and just pulling colors from one specific washi in a variety of patterns, trying not to repeat the same pattern twice, which is what I've done here. And this is how it's come out. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope this guide gives you some kind of inspiration for doing your own themes, your own spreads. My main, piece of advice when you're doing this is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of putting anything together. I think as long as it's in the same colors, the color schemes, or the same tones, then, I mean, it'll pull together in the end. Especially after you write everything in and slap some stickers on it, it's all going to be pulled together. So, hope you guys like this video. Hope you got some tips. Hope you are inspired to try new and different and random combinations. But I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.